It's August 30th today, and I'm doing a video of kind of a walk around through the garden and going through some things that I'm going to have to protect this year. So this is my garage right now, and you can see wood from the palm huts from last year, and then behind I've got more wood, which I'll be reusing as much as I can for the palm huts this year. So going through the garden, in the front, the euonymus tree, the rhododendrons, the euonymus bush, the yucca, nothing there needs anything. I just spray it with wilt proof. Besides that, the front garden's pretty much maintenance free in the wintertime. These bananas I'm just gonna get rid of. They're like an ornamental banana, but they really don't grow that much, so I think I'm just gonna chuck them. So in the front, with the Acuba, all I'm doing is spraying this one with wilt proof, and that's it. I know a lot of people in zone 6 elsewhere don't use any protection really on them. The rhododendrons I'll spray with wilt proof. Same with the mountain laurel, I'll spray as well. And you can see the magnolias about to flower again. But this one here, because it's sheltered, it gets no sun in the wintertime. It's pretty much, I'm just going to spray with the wilt proof and see what happens. I'll also probably use some of the Bordeaux copper spray just to prevent any fungus from growing on it, but I'm pretty much just going to let that one go. The trachea here, I'm going to stake it. Actually, no, I'm not going to stake it. I'm building a frame around it and using C7 or C9 light bulbs inside and putting a top over it, wrapping all the fronds up, and then using this plastic that I'm buying all the way around. The thermal cube that'll be hooked up to the C7 lights is one of those 20 on, 30 off thermal cubes, so keeping it between that range, and this will be my first time doing it that way. I know tons of other people do it that way to protect their tracheas and other palms in the wintertime, but this will be my first time with that. So just putting my thoughts down today, what I'm going to do. It's really hot today. It's about, I don't know, in Fahrenheit it's about 90. Like, it's just been brutal again. The heat has returned. So cactus is in a south facing, sort of in the sun, and it's in pretty well drained soil and rocks, so that's just staying. The banana is right under my eavesdrop, so I think I'm just gonna stake it, wrap it, use leaves, and hopefully it won't get wet like my ones did last year. The castorine obviously will come out. These are all my seedlings and trachea seedlings that are from Banana Joe that are really getting pretty big, and some of them coming out with second fronds. This little windmill around here got a bunch of like 4-liter paint buckets that I'm going to be putting over top. So just stuffing the paint buckets with leaves and then just putting it over top and seeing how it goes for that. Back here, I think I'm going to go again with the palm hut and use the existing wood that I have and rebuild it like I had last year, and then kind of extending it on to where the new trachea is, and extending it over here to where the bootias are and the European fan palm, and see how that goes, and throw the space heater in again. But I think this is going to be the last year I can do that because it's just getting too large to be able to build one giant structure. Basically, looking at it this way, it would probably be about maybe 12 to 14 feet long, and this trachea here is now 6.5 to almost 7 feet. So it's just going to be tough to build one big structure. Crepe myrtles are finally flowering. They were really late, and they didn't start till about a week ago. These are going to have to come out next year because it's huge, and I mean, you can see it's like 6 feet. It's going up to, this thing was like tiny in the spring. It's just growing like mad. So that's my idea for that area of the garden. See how much of this actually comes true. This trachea in the back, I need to do the same thing. Stuck a paint bucket with leaves and put it over top. Put some water bottles in there and put a tarp maybe over it as well. see if I can get her through without any heat. Rhododendrons back here just get they just get sprayed with wilt-proof. The oleander, I'm gonna do what Bill had done with his last year and just sort of just sort of wrap it up. Oh wow. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna maybe again use a paint bucket, cut it down quite a bit, and cover this up and stuff it with leaves too for some insulator and see what happens. I really don't know if this is gonna make it, but we'll see. This little gem magnolia, which just flowered again. Flowers look crappy on it now because it flowered a couple days ago. Huh. A white spider in there. Anyways, I'm just going to stake it like I did the one last year and just wrap plastic all the way around it just to keep the sun from burning on it. The viburnum, I'm just going to leave that and hope for the best. Just regular holly so it doesn't need anything. This Edith Bogue is going to get the same, sort of 4 stakes around it, wrap it with plastic just to keep the sun off of it. Going to do the same with the Buford hollies, stake it and wrap it with plastic, leaving an air gap obviously and the opportunity for water to get in so it can be watered, but really just to keep the leaves from burning. This rhododendron too, same thing, just spray it with some wilt-proof. The agave, I don't really know. Maybe put a bucket over it, maybe take it out of the ground. I really have no clue. Castor bean is getting way too big. It's probably, I don't know, it's about 12 feet tall now and it's taken over my yard, so I'm actually looking forward to the first frost when I can hack this thing down. But I've got tons of seeds that are on it, so I'm going to grow a bunch next year and give them away and maybe plant some up at my campground. The magnolia, this is the one that came over the winter last year, and it'll receive the same protection. I think I'm going to stake it again and just kind of wrap it to keep the leaves from burning, because it seemed to work really well for it last year. It looks very healthy, leafing out once again, flowered already. You can see new leaves that'll be coming out soon. And again, with protection, I'm hoping that with the magnolias I don't have to protect them until mid-December. Last year was about mid-December, and I'm hoping with the palms as well, because now I have the hardier variety in the back that I can wait till about end of November, beginning of December before I start protecting, and hopefully not heating until January. The Yucca will receive the same as last year, just put a little bag around the bottom, and it's actually grown quite a bit. It's got a little more trunk on it now. Washingtonia, I'm going to do to that is I'm going to cut all the fronds off and maybe leave the spear if it has any of it. Stake it, but I'm going to put this side, I'm going to put some wood so the water can't drain down, and use the C7 or C9 lights on it, and on a thermal cube to keep it between 20 and 30, and see what happens. This will be a first for this, but I don't know, I thought cutting off all the fronds wouldn't be a good idea, but this year every frond you're looking at on here is new, so it did put out quite a few, even though I know we did have a hot summer. Basically all the bamboo will receive nothing, lay it down maybe, but pretty much nothing. This magnolia is going to be my test magnolia, and I'll just be spraying it with wilt-proof and Bordeaux, but it's going to get no wrapping on it to see what will happen to it over the winter time, and with the hopes that I don't have to protect any of them the following year. This banana is getting quite large too. It's as tall as me now, so almost 6 feet tall, and I'm going to cut the stalk down, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use a solid, like a garbage can stuffed with leaves, because the one that was here last year got soaked, because this is all on a slant here. You can see more bamboo and things that are growing inside here, which again will receive nothing. And this is a third cane that's come off my larger bamboo, so it's starting to spread, which is pretty cool. And then everything else here doesn't get anything. The Wanamus, the different yuccas that I have here, they just kind of hang out here in the wintertime and don't get any protection at all. So that's sort of my general ideas. I'm sure they'll change a few times before I end up starting to protect things at end of November, beginning of December, but I'm hoping to push things a little bit longer this year and not sort of jump the gun so early and throwing protection on, and I hope to continue to sort of downgrade the protection each year. Yeah, so that's kind of my ideas so far, and would definitely like any feedback that any of you have for me. Thanks.